As a filmmaker, I'm really interested to ask you this. What stood out to you about this docuseries?
Well, number one, Michael Jordan is such a mythic theater, so this made him human. You know, a lot of kids was Michael. Is he a ghost? What is, But really, I was moved, and I'm glad Michael did it because he is the one that's telling his legacy versus someone else.
Spike, appreciate you being on the show as always.
What's up?
What,
What's up?
I mean,
What's
what
up,
did
Stephen
you? What's going on, baby? Yeah, yes, sir. What do you think should be taken most from this 10-part docuseries? If you got to pick what everybody can walk away feeling from watching this, what should it be?
That to be great, you can't always be the nice guy. And being a film director, that definitely hit home because you want the best, and sometimes just being polite is not going to get it. Now, there's lines you should not cross, but as what Leo DeRocha said, nice guys finish last.
Yep.
You're not trying to win a popularity contest when you're trying to win.
Spike, as a filmmaker, to me, the kind of the film element, the dramatic element that moved me was watching Jordan in that first iconic moment clutching the trophy, because he was just a scorer, and I used to argue with old-timers as a kid, Jordan's the best, oh, he'll never win a championship, and watching what that first trophy meant to him. I remember it as it happened in real time, watching it on TV, the way he wouldn't let go and pressed his head to it. And then you flash forward to the sixth championship, the last dance, and this time his dad's not there, and he's clutching the trophy again with his head next to it, but it's imbued with really different and more meaning now. To me, that was like a great dramatic, cinematic moment where a filmmaker is extracting the story from the events. What to you is that for Michael Jordan? Like, what's the Michael Jordan drama to you?
Well, I was from the get-go, I was wondering how they're going to handle the death of Michael's father. And I think they did a great job. Very sensitive subject, but I was moved. I was able to see Mr. Jordan several times, and he always treated me good. And there's that father-son bond, especially in athletics, which we touched upon in my film He Got Game with Jesus and Jake Shuttlesworth. It could be very tricky, but father and son. That's why this came back to father and son, father and son.
Spike, no question, and it showed the human side of him, and then also after the fact, seeing the bodyguard Gus and that relationship he had. Again, we got to kind of see the more emotional side of Michael Jordan, which we rarely saw. Spike, I want to talk about an incident that took place when Jordan was in New York, that trip when he went to Atlantic City. So much was made about that in the doc. I was kind of young then. What was your reaction in real time when this happened with all the hoopla surrounding it?
Well, the story was he didn't get back to like 6 or 7 in the morning, so that didn't bother me. You know why? Because in Barcelona, the true story, it was me, Magic, Barkley, and MJ. I stayed up to like 8 o'clock in the morning, watched them play cards. I had to leave. So I know Michael Jordan only needed a couple hours of sleep. That shot against Georgetown, that's when I knew that this brother's going to be special. Now, I didn't know it's going to be this great. But I think I didn't think he was going to be the greatest player ever, but I knew he'd be special. So it didn't really surprise me that this thing evolved.
Spike, I remember in She's Gotta Have It when Mars Blackman, who's the character, you did those Gotta Be the Shoes commercials with MJ early on, when he was arguing like Bernard King against Larry Bird, because that's all Knicks fans had against Bird, who was the baddest dude in the NBA at the time. You know, and then you had Michael. It was like a gift. Now you could use Michael to bludgeon Bird or whomever else. But what we saw was the difference between the first version of MJ in those championships, where he was this unstoppable physical phenomenon, and the second version of MJ, who was taking, it's already, B.J. Armstrong has brought up the fadeaway jump shots and had to be more cerebral in his approach. When you think of MJ, which do you think of?
When I think of MJ, I think of his entire career. And as the great athletes know, you know, at a certain point, you can't do what you used to do, so you have to be more cerebral. You have to think more. And it's just a natural. You just know it's going to be 20-something years forever. So you have to compensate and use your mind and outthink these other players who could run and jump faster than you, but you're smarter.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.